is the fourth episode of So Far So Good, where every month I sit down with my mentees and we talk about not just getting jobs. Getting jobs for us is the norm, but how far is it going? Are you getting jobs and you're not able to keep it? Are you growing? Are you working towards becoming the dream that we have? To have people of color who are chief data officers, not just people who start, but people who finish. So today I have with me another mentee, which I'll ask him to introduce himself in a minute. So please, can you please introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself, of course, and then what you were doing before you transitioned into data management.
Okay. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you for having me. Hi, everyone. My name is CJ, and I am a data quality manager currently. I was into the healthcare sector before I transitioned into the data space. And so far, so good. It's been amazing. It's been one of the best decisions I must say I've made for myself and my family. Yeah, I'm happy to be here and happy to answer any questions. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, good, good. It's good to see you again. So you mentioned that you previously worked in the healthcare sector.
Yeah.
What was life like during that period?
I am going to use that word called the doggy word. It felt like a doggy word where you felt like you were living from shift to shift. It just felt like you didn't have a life. Um, yeah, it was very hectic, I must confess. And the fact that you were basically going either you're on day shift or night shift, or you're doing longer hours. Yeah, it just didn't feel right by me. And at the time, I felt it was normal, I must say, because most people in the health sector think that's a normal thing to do. I mean, I still give them their flowers. They're doing amazing jobs to people who are still in the health sector. Um, but yeah, when you become numb because you think, yeah, this is your normal life. But I feel like when I stepped into the data space and I felt like, oh yeah, there's something, outside of the health sector space that's
Mhm.
different, that gives you flexibility, supports your family life, and yeah, a bit of money as well. So I think that's a win-win on that as well. So yeah,
Okay, so you're doing long shifts, odd hours,
correct.
want a bit more money. Okay, I mean, I have a specific question to ask anyway. So what, so all that is great.
Uh-huh.
As you mentioned, working in the health sector is great. We salute them, and of course,
Yeah,
we love them. We respect them for all the great work
absolutely.
that they are doing. But what
Uh-huh.
made you then decide that you wanted a different career?
I think for me, it was the fact that I felt very tired. Um, I mean, I bounced between the mental health sector to the learning disability sector. And I mean, I've got kids of my own as well. And I think for me, when I was working with the younger kids that's got learning disability, I think that's the one that really hit me hard. When you have kids, you now see kids who have that learning disability. You then have to struggle. Mentally, I was exhausted. And I felt like, yeah, it wasn't for me. That's why I used the word, I went numb. And and I was lucky enough to have a very, very good family friend of mine who I call my brother, who basically knew that I was already exhausted, I was drained, and yeah, he pulled me to the side and just said, "Bro, it's time. Let's make a change." And yeah, and the rest is history, to be honest.
Okay, all right. Thanks for that insight. So at that time when this friend pulled you over and stuff like that, a lot of
Yeah.
people get pulled over. I get a lot of people who call me and say, "Well, I've been seeing your post for the past 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, blah blah blah.
Uh-huh.
I've just been scrolling past and stuff like that." Obviously, they have some doubts, they have some fears. So, what
Yeah.
fears, or doubts did you have before? Obviously, then decided to give me a call and then making that transition. What fear or doubts did you have?
If I remember correctly, before my family friend pulled me into the data space, I was self-learning IT. So I signed up with this, I'm not going to name names, and it was more like self-learning where they give you the courses to do yourself. There was no one checking if you were doing it. It's more like they were more interested in just taking the money and walking away. And like I said, this family friend of mine, who's like my brother, um, already knew who you were and spoke highly of you and the kind of support, that you offer compared to what is out there. Because, like I said, some training out there is more like they give you the training material, and the world is your oyster from that point. Um, so because I hold him to high esteem, yeah, I took his word as gospel because I've known him for years. Um, yeah, I was happy to make that switch.
Okay, so it was a trust that
It was
you
the
have.
trust.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's really interesting because I get a lot of people calling me now. Obviously, everybody describing the bad experience they've had.
Uh-huh.
Uh, some people even insist to come into my office to meet me physically uh,
Yeah,
before they part with their money, which I get it. I also heard the story of somebody who took money for data governance training and then vanished.
yeah,
It's in here, just this, disabled, WhatsApp or whatever around the way.
yeah.
Obviously, unfortunately, the industry is not regulated that much.
No, it's not. No.
So the entry level is very easy. Anyone can, just set camera and then say what it's like,
Yeah.
and then take your money. So they want to come into my office. I had somebody, who came last week, to meet me before they decided to join. That's fine.
Mm.
It also tells me that people are being wary now. People are getting
Absolutely.
smarter and making
Absolutely.
they're
Making the
making
right decision.
yeah, they're making informed decisions. So that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So you mentioned briefly, obviously, going into the next area of questions I wanted to talk to you about is, finding Berkeley data strategists. Of course, the only trusted source
Yeah,
for data
absolutely.
management or data governance, as most people like to describe it, right?
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, how you first heard about us, but I think you already touched on that.
Hmm.
I was also going to talk about why you decided to join the program instead of choosing another course.
Yeah.
You already touched on that as well.
Yeah.
You are obviously a true BDS,
Absolutely.
product because that is the way we've trained you at interviews. You think about the question they're asking you at the
Hmm.
interview, and you
Yeah.
can almost immediately tell what the next set of
Give
questions are.
will
So the
be.
first
Yeah.
answer you give answers the next three, four questions. Then they
Yeah.
give you the trophy. So well done. I,
Thank you, boss.
I see that you are putting that into you. So, but having said that, you then joined. What surprised you the most about the program? Not just about giving you materials, because already you knew before you signed up that we were not just going to give you the materials.
Yeah.
You knew that there will be live sessions, there will be projects involved. So, was there any surprise
I,
once you
I,
joined?
th- I I think for me it felt like home. Um, you felt part of a family. Because I must give you your flowers, doctor, because I'm gonna come from an angle of people of color. There's no much people of color who are willing to help their own kind, and I must say that I felt like one of the family. It wasn't just about the money; it was about building a team, and that was what surprised me the most because it wasn't just, oh yeah, doctor just wants to train you and shut the door. It felt like home, and it was really nice to see compared to other training that it's out there. Because like I said, some companies are just happy to take your money, and once you're done with the training, there's no communication from that point on. There's no, how's it going, which is what you're currently doing now, which is, I feel, is an amazing thing to do as well. Just check on the mentees, and yeah. So I want to give you your flowers, doctor, because I haven't seen any training like this ever in my life.
Thank you for your kind words. Yeah, I mean, I think some of them maybe they don't just want to take the money. Maybe they also have the desire or the dream to support you, but they
Yeah,
don't have the experience.
fair.
So you can print a flyer and then you can drive traffic to it, and then you can catch people who haven't done their
Yeah.
research.
Hmm.
And if they are lucky enough, after playing them someone else's script, they may get a job.
Yeah.
The word is they make. When they then get that job, they come to you for support. You're going to
You
cave
can't.
it
Of course, you
because they
can't.
haven't
You
got the
can't give that
experience
support.
anyway.
Yeah, yeah,
They haven't got the experience. So let's not knock them off. So I think it's just a matter of, yeah, making your right decisions. Okay, good. Um, did you have any mind shifts? Any mind shift shift? Anything shifted in your mind? With your, doing. while you were going through the training. So was there any mind shift? So what you thought data was, is it exactly how it were? You found it when you then joined the course. Did you think data was about Python, Snake,
Yeah.
Anaconda, calculation, this thing?
I think that's a very, very good question, Doctor, because I think going into the training, I had lots of doubts, because I felt it was going to be some sort of SQL or like writing scripts, because I was doing the IT one before software testing. Um, I think I was more focused on the engineering part of things. I thought it was going to be heavy technical and stuff like that, but it was just down to common sense. I'm going to use the word common sense really, because I think our day-to-day life is about data as well. Um, for example, you can go to the supermarket and they're offering you a discount and they're taking your email. That's data. They've actually just, and I think for me, it was just a shock of it was an everyday thing that I missed in terms of I've been giving my information to random supermarket, not knowing that that was also data I was giving out. So to now going through that training, that did open my eyes to actually understand that, oh no, this is surprising that we've been doing this thing for a very long time, but no one knew what it was all about. So it did open my eyes.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. I like the example you gave. A lot of people call me and I tell them that as long as you have been on the surface of the earth, as far as I'm concerned, you've done some data management. And
Absolutely.
it's my job to use my 26 years of verifiable experience to help you bring it out.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we are doing that. Very, very
Yeah.
successful. So, okay, good. So let's go into the transition now, right? So maybe tell us about, your first interview. How did you feel? And how did the program prepare you for it?
um, Again, it was different. Why I said it was different is because it wasn't just like your typical healthcare interview. It was, that you had to speak the language. I think I'm not going to sit down here and tell you I got my first job out of the first interview. No, I went through like two or three interviews, different stages. I think just to let people know that don't feel don't feel disheartened if the first one doesn't go well, because to me that's a learning curve, because the first one prepares you for the next one and to the next one and to the next one. So I think for me, it was very, very important to keep going, because some people, after doing the first one, they get disheartened and feel like, I just can't be bothered. No, trust me. I did a few interviews before I was able to get one. Was it nerve wracking? 100%. Um, but yeah, it was it was a good experience, I must say. I do have a few friends who probably interviewing every 3 to 4 months. They already apply for other jobs. I'm not that kind of person, so I'm not gonna sit down here and tell you guys. Even the fact I've got a job now, I'm still applying for other jobs because I want to practice interviews. I hate interviews, but it's a necessity that needs to happen. So yeah, that's it, boss.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Um, how did you feel when you then eventually received your first data management job offer?
Okay, I'm gonna give you a little story behind how I got my first job. There was a job I had in mind. If I went through like three-stage interviews and I got to the director level, the first three stages I all got positive feedback from that, and I was really looking forward to, yes, I've got this. This is it. This is it. This is it. And the fourth stage, I then met with the director, and that was where they turned me down. That broke me. And that day, I had a call for another job to basically interview the next day. Now, the funny thing was, I gave up at that point. And yeah, so I decided to go for the interview, like, just couldn't be bothered. I went for the interview the next day, and yeah, it was really good, because I felt like I went in with an open mind, because I think that's what I was trying to explain, that don't give up. That's where I learned that from, because I went in with an open mind, like what would be if it's mine, it's mine. So I went into that interview with an open mind, and yeah, I was offered the job 2 days after. I remember calling you, and I was shaking. I was excited. Um, yeah, it was a good feeling. It was a good feeling, because I felt like that was the start of a new journey in my life, in my career as well.
Okay. Thank you. Obviously, I know that you have since changed to another company.
Correct.
So, what does your current role, what does it involve, at the moment?
I manage. So basically, I've left from the governance part of things, so I'm not purely on the quality part of things. So it involves me looking at the data quality for my company, working with the various stakeholders, identify the data owners, the data steward, which is a nightmare, I must say, but it makes the job exciting. Um, Again, having to fight through that work culture, people changing people's mindset, again, that makes it more exciting because when you go into the establishment and tell them the importance of having good data quality, they act very surprised, like, oh, so this has been taking me 2 hours to do, but just by having good data quality, I could do it in what, 20 minutes. So yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Well, I understand that what you're describing.
Yeah.
Maybe take us through what a typical day looks like.
So a typical day for me looks like in my workspace is about, I come in, start my day, look at the system we work with. I work with two different systems. So I basically look at the quality of the data. Overall, the data could be maybe at 50%, and it could just be down to things like addresses, not putting the right addresses in. That's classified as bad data as well. Not having full information of the customer, that's also classified as bad data. Even just putting the wrong name in input is also classified as bad data. Um, so it's things like that that messes up the data quality for a business. So let's say, for example, you're working for a marketing company. If you don't list the right brand in the right sector where it's meant to be, the company's going to lose money on that. And overall, if I really think back from the experience I've had, I could just give one example. This company were looking at reducing the number of brands they had, and because they didn't know how to keep an eye on those brands that were meant to relapse to the new one, they had dates that nobody was keeping an eye on. But the moment I stepped in, I now told them, listen, guys, this brand should have, collapsed to the new brand. And they was like, oh, really? I said, yeah, but it's over 2 years ago. And there's no one, you guys are not, you're losing money on top of that, but saying there's someone existing, in that particular brand sector, but meanwhile, there's no one there. That's bad data. So it's just little things like that that people just miss. But having a data governance expert come in or data quality expert come in fixes those problems for businesses, which at the long run they're excited, they're happy because of the work we do. They value what we do for them because we save them time, we make them money, we make them work smart, not hard. So yes, things like this, that's the value we bring to the business.
Okay, thank you for that. Now let's move into the transition itself. So by this time you are in, you describe your your typical day. So tell us about how has your life changed since moving into data management. So I want to talk about your life now after that transition. How has it changed since moving into data management? So professionally, financially, and personally.
Professionally, I would say I feel I add value to my company. I feel very respected in my company because of what I do for them. I feel valued in my company. Um, Financially, I'm smiling. I'm smiling. It's a very competitive business, but be rest assured that there is enough cake for everyone. Um, what else, Doctor? You said
So
financially,
professionally and personally.
professionally, personally. So personally, um, it's balanced my family life in terms of I work fully remote. I only have to go into the office once in a while. Um, I have time for my kids. I'm able to take my kids to school, bring them back, you know, spend time with the missus. Yeah, so it's changed. It's taking me away from heavy 12-hour day or night shifts from the health sector to basically just doing 7.5 hours and sitting on the sofa and putting my feet up and just chilling in the evening. So it's an amazing feeling.
Okay, so financially you are better off. You said you are smiling.
Absolutely. Yes.
I know that is a big smile. Yes. And then personally, you're able to enjoy some, family life
Family
and
time. Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Professionally, you feel fulfilled because your
Absolutely.
work is very strategic.
Yes.
You're adding value, even though you are not writing any Python or
No.
Snake or
No.
Anaconda or anything like that.
No. No.
Okay.
No.
All right, cool. I also know that at some point, your missus also,
Absolutely.
joined
She
us.
she joined. She had a fair share of the corporate life. But unfortunately, she she was like, nah. They stressed her, but she's still kind of she obviously took that same experience into where she is now, and the training she did also added value to her where she is, where she is currently. She was
Mhm,
also a nurse as well,
mhm,
so she did that transition. So she's no longer a nurse. She works somewhere else and not longer doing, well, she's still practicing nursing, but still having that data experience that she's transitioned into her place of work. And in
mhm,
fact, she's been getting props for all the amazing things she's been doing. She's building websites for them. She's telling them how bad their data is. And this is someone who's meant to be a nurse, because nurses don't know the value of having good data. I'm sorry to say, any nurse in this chat, I apologize, but you do not know anything about having good data. But the experience for her going to that training has made her transition to a proper data expert, even if she's still in that nursing career
mhm.
line. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. I think our transition was even for me very impressive because
Yeah.
she moved straight to go and work for one of the top four
The
consulting
top
companies in the
four.
world.
I didn't want to mention that. Yeah, she worked for one of the top four in the
Yeah,
UK. So yeah.
so that's really impressive. Okay, good. Right. So if you could start your career transition again, right,
Hmm.
what would you do differently?
Ooh, if I should start my law career again, trust me, doctor, I would still go back to um the data life. I wish I had known long. I wish I had known before I knew. Um, like I
Mm,
said, people think because you're in the health sector, you can't transition, but forgetting that data is your day-to-day life. So if I had known about this a long time ago, I probably would have joined the data team a long time ago.
yeah. Okay.
I
Good.
wouldn't have gone into the health sector. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. But okay, that's good. Having said that, do you think you have taken any transferable skills from the health sector now into what you're doing? Because for me, I don't
Um,
believe there's any knowledge lost.
I don't think there's any knowledge lost, because if you think about it, you're still having to deal with difficult stakeholders. Um, So when you're in the health sector, you're still dealing with difficult patients, even dealing with the parents of the patients as well. So just having good communication skill as well, that's also transferable skills. Um, that has also helped me in the data space, being approachable as well. That's also a transferable skill that I would say that has helped me. Being able to, I think one of the challenges most data expert would tell you is just knowing how to deal with difficult stakeholders. So which I would say that I've taken that on board, and yeah, and just being able to type fast. Being able
Mm.
to type quickly as well is also another transferable skills I've also taken into the data space.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. Now, is there any specific part of the Berkeley Data Strategists data management job ready program that made the biggest difference to your success? So obviously we do so many things. There's the theory part in the beginning, then there's a project, there's a group work, then there's the interview prep, and then of course there's the on-the-job support, right? So which one would you say makes the biggest difference to your success?
Um, the biggest support. I think for me, I would say the interview prep, because you're going into an unknown territory that you're actually not sure what the expectation will be. Like I said, in the health sector, the interviews, it's different from interviews. Just okay, you do this, yes, okay, you're hired. But in the data space, there is an expectation that the company want from you. There's a key word they want to hear you say. They want to see that you're driven, you're focused, you'll bring value to them. So I think the interview prep was a plus because it prepared you for what was coming. You didn't actually have you, so you go for the interview knowing fully well what the expectation is for that job. Well, I mean, you have your JD already, but that kind of prepares you for the questions that may or may not come up during the interview. So I would say the interview prep. Then the project will probably be second on my list as well because I feel like the project was also a good um, stepping stone as well to prepare you for the career that you're stepping into. So I would say between the interview prep and the project, those are the
Okay.
two things I value more. Yeah.
Okay, absolutely. Thank you. So, what would you say to someone who believes, I'm too old, I don't have an IT background, um, I'm only working in the health sector, I don't see anything about data there, for example, I don't think I can do it. What advice would you give someone like that?
For me, I would say that you should don't rule it off, I must say, because at the end of the day, if you're tired of that, that long shift, um, it's a good transition to happen. In terms of being old for that switch, I don't think so, because a few people in my group that did the training with me were older than me, way older than me. So I must say that there is nothing stopping you from making a switch, and you're never too old to learn a new skill. I know that my previous job, my manager was probably 60, 63, and we got on well. In fact, he treated me like a son. So again, it's a good thing to if you love to have a balanced family life, best believe that your switching will be one of the best things you do. You're not too old to switch. Um, yeah, I think it'll be one of the best things you do for yourself and for your family if you're a family person.
Okay, thank you for that. So, yes, there's definitely no age limit. Of course, I have trained many people who are in their 60s.
Yeah,
I have a lot of people who taking time out to look after their children. Children have grown
yeah,
up now. They left home. They're taking the training. They are working. They're doing extremely well. Yeah, I know a lot of people who were lawyers in Nigeria. They found themselves here now. They're managers. They work in the
yeah.
bank. They did whatever. They're not young. They're taking the course. They're in their early 60s, very late 50s, and they're doing extremely well.
Mhm.
Good. So, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years, CJ? This is now me as a mentor, wanting to make sure that you're
Yeah,
not feeling comfortable. You're really going for what we agreed.
the big leagues. Yeah.
People of color, are chief data officers who know their onions,
Mhm.
not who jump the guns and then create the bad impression about us. So, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
I think for me, where I see myself in the next 5 years, I would probably, because if I look at my career so far, I haven't actually hit like the head of data governance role, um, and I think that's the aim, um, to get to that stage of leading a full team by myself, of being the head of data governance in a big company, maybe in Dubai if the money, if if they call me down there and I'll get a tax-free job in Dubai. But yeah, so in the next 5 years, I really want to step up my game and yeah, maybe be the head of data governance for big, maybe one of the top fours. Why not? Putting it out there in the universe. So yeah,
Okay, very good ambition, but I'm a little bit disappointed. I don't think
I
what
know.
what you said.
I
So wait, hang on a minute. You said that you are doing data quality at your job, right?
correct.
And you keep referring to data governance. What's
Yeah,
the difference?
there's no difference because it still sits
Exactly.
together.
So that
It still
so
sits
that's the
together.
point, right? So
Yeah,
so firstly, if you want to grow and you want to achieve what you want to achieve in the next 5 years, you have to
yeah.
see it as data management. I
Hmm.
told you guys from the beginning, there's nothing like data governance,
Yeah,
right? It doesn't exist on its own,
yeah,
right? When you were describing your day-to-day activities, you said you go in, you look at quality of data, but you're also talking about data governance stuff.
Correct.
Right? Data governance is only one module. It's not a career. So
No,
please, TJ, you cannot just aim to become the head of data governance in the next 5 years. Right?
management.
This is what I
Yeah,
mean. Data management, data governance does
yeah.
not exist on its own. The people who talk about it, they got it wrong. They just think they can just take one part and focus. You can't succeed that
I
way.
leave the other one.
You can't succeed that way. Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
boss.
I think maybe I'm going to check in a minute if there are any questions in the chat. I don't think there's any questions there. Let me just check that quickly, CJ. Then we can continue. If you have any questions for our guest or myself, please put it in the chat. I agree that doctor is the accountability partner. Courage was meant to finish yesterday. And like, okay. Thank you, mentor at Berkeley Data Strategists, blah, blah, blah. I'm looking for questions, not praises. Such a good deal. Fully remote work life balance sorted. Congratulations to you, Labo. I'm also looking at a job. I did a master's in mathematics. Okay, your mathematics degree will be useful. All that tells me is that you have a level of acumen and you're not going to do any calculation in data management anyway. But yeah, I think your ability to assimilate, ability to read and write, uh, most importantly, is what I'll be looking for to build on. Just get in touch with me. What tools are taught in the course? Someone's asking about tools. So now it's people, process, and technology. Technology is always, 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 and must always be an enabler. We'll cover the tools that you need, but they are not the focus. You cannot pitch your career around tools. Tools will come and go. Yeah. But the approaches, the principles, the frameworks, the practical steps, they remain the same. Right? We'll cover the tools, but it's not about tools. If you want to learn more, Greg, please reach out to me. But data management career is not tool dependent. It is tool agnostic as well as industry agnostic. Irrespective of the course you studied in uni, you can enroll for the training and transition to one. Absolutely. Yes. Please, what is the sponsorship ratio for data governance you train for? I don't train data governance, unfortunately. I am the data evangelist. It means that I understand everything in data. So what I train is the full CDMP certification course as prescribed by DAMA. The full modules, data governance is only one module. So data governance, data quality, metadata, master data, architecture, integration, privacy, um, data ethics, yeah, data warehousing, we cover everything, reference data as well. Yeah. So that's what I train. In terms of sponsorship, CJ, do you know anyone that got sponsorship?
I do. A few people have actually gone through that route and they got sponsorship. Absolutely.
Absolutely. So we know how to put the icing on the cake for you. So the last sponsorship we had, I think we've had one since then. There was one which really really resonates with me. The guy called me on I think it was on the 17th of July. That he got his sponsorship offer. The day he took the interview, I think 3 or 4 days before the 17th was the day that his visa actually expired. So he was already looking at Muritala Mohammed.
That's a miracle.
It was already looking at Muritala Mohammed. So the earlier you start, the better. I'm getting calls from a lot of people. My sponsor, my visa is going to expire next week, 2 weeks, 4 weeks. You've left it a bit late. Anything is possible, but don't just keep on looking. And then when your visa is remaining 1 month, then you're knocking on my door. Please, it makes my job more difficult. What if I'm not numerical? Do you advise I take it? CJ, are you numerical?
No, I'm not.
Yes, so it's not about calculation. So you don't need to be numerical, right? You just need to understand the principles, the practical steps, which of course I have 26 years verifiable experience of it, and I will gladly hand it all to you. That's all you need. Kindly run us through your daily activities. Looks like again, you spoke about it before. CJ, somebody, Tony T. Cool. want you to kindly again running through what your activity looks like, your day-to-day activities. Although
Okay,
already no 2 days the same, but
not 2 days the same, absolutely. So some days are quiet, some days are full on back-to-back meetings, some days are um, project focus where we've got deadlines to meet. Like I said earlier, um, just the normal day to day is just keeping an eye on the data quality of my business or for the company I work for. Um, yeah, making sure that everything is running smoothly, projects are being met on time, and it's just every day comes with different tasks.
mm-hmm. Okay. I hope that clarifies. So no 2 days the same, but it's mainly about making sure that the data that organizations, the business people they use, is trusted. That the businesses can run, they can make the right decisions. So sometimes you have to jump on a call with someone,
Yeah.
uh, to help, for you to clarify to them, the approach, the process to do something or stuff like that. There's no calculation there. There's definitely no Python, no Snake, and there's no algorithm.
No algebra.
How long is the course? The course is 8 weeks. The first 4 weeks is where I will lay the foundations. And then it's not just reading slides to you. Yeah. It's me basically, talking to you. Of course, there will be slides, but, you know, it's about me sharing the experience, not reading to you. You can read and write. So you can as well go and read things yourself. It's about me telling you the practical steps, the approaches, the challenges that I have faced in my own 26 years and how I have been able to successfully, solve them, the best practice that I see in the industry, the right approaches. We do that in the first 4 weeks. And then the remaining part of the course is your projects, and then some other seminars around, you know, interview preps and stuff like that. Yeah, but it's 8 weeks. But it doesn't stop there. We continue to, to work with you, to nurture you, uh, even after you've made that transition. I have people to be called 6 years ago already working. They have 6 years experience. We are still supporting them. What is the cost for the course? When is the next cohort? I tried to book a consultation, but there was no option to book. Oh, maybe too many people, everybody wants to talk to me. So uh, apologies if you're not able to book. I know that my calendar is full. What you can do is you have my number. It's +44 7496 556 846. +44 7496 556 846. The number is in the bio. If you are in North America, my US number is also there. Just give me a call. Right? Send me a message or give me a call. And then we can talk about it if you're not able to get into my calendar. The cost for the course, the full course that I told you about, and your project, two projects, individual project and a group project, and of course, your interview prep and everything that you need to make that transition, and of course, to then continue to support you after that transition is £1,000. To some people, it sounds a lot. It is not a lot.
No.
Uh, the return on investment is what you have to think about when you are making
Yeah.
any investment. You can get 400, but they will give you 400 service. Just take your money and use it to pay their mortgage at the end of the month. Yeah, so that's what it is. I hope I clarified. The next one is starting on the 8th of August. That's next week, Saturday, unless Jesus Christ comes back before then. And it will be 10 a.m. to 12 noon UK time. If you're in the US, I think there's a call that will start on the 19th of August. That will be 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. EST if you're in North America. Yeah. Uh, how have you successfully secured executive buy-in and driven cultural adoption for data governance across resistant or siloed business units? Uh, right. Okay. I don't know whether this is for me or for CJ, but in the first instance, you should not be trying to get adoption for data governance. I'm assuming that you typed this question before I made that clarification that data governance does not exist on its own. Yeah. And you don't get adoption for data governance. Nobody is looking for data governance. We are laughing, but we are not laughing at you. Yeah. Nobody is looking to adopt data governance.
No.
Yeah. organizations want to make the right decision. So reach out to me. All right, reach out to me. I can obviously give you the full details. You can also buy my book, my first book, Grounded Governance. It's on Amazon. It's all laid out there. Nobody is looking for data governance. Yeah. What is the qualification requirements required for data management CDMP course? Requirement is that you have my telephone number and you have attended the 8 weeks program and then you have participated in the project. That's what you need for the CDMP course. You don't need to have any prior knowledge. You don't need to know anything else other than those three things. Have my number, join the program, participate, and take the exam, and join the CDMP uh, community. Are there payment options for the course? Yes, absolutely. We are in the business of making life easy for people. So you can do 2 installments by bank transfer, or you can do 3 installments with Klarna. So the program is 2 months. You continue to pay for 3 months. Some people pay the last installments with their first salary, right? Or you can do Clear Pay, 4 installments as well. Um, Akim says a lot, not at all. Return on investment is minimum 100%. Yes, of course. That's someone
Yeah.
speaking from a place of. I'll try to add him actually. I don't know why I can't add him. Akim, see if you can send me a request to join. It's been a long time that we caught up. Um, Doctor, when will your book AI Governance be out? Thank you for asking. It should be out soon. I think another 4 weeks, I'll be able to put it in your hands. Yeah, another 4 weeks. So just bear with me. With the current job market, how demanding is this role? Just want to understand the demand in the crazy job market. CJ, I wanted to touch on this first before,
Okay.
so that it doesn't seem like
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
doing the
yeah,
same picture.
yeah. Okay. So the answer to your question is it's a high demand. Um, I think it's about you also putting in the work. Because I remember when Doctor used to tell us how many job applications have you done, and some people say two, three, and I'd be like, you're not ready. So yeah, it's about consistency. There's a huge demand for it. Trust me, best believe that the job is on high demand. You will get a job if you put in the work.
Yes. Again, I'm sure you have heard of something called artificial intelligence, right? You cannot do it without having hired us. We are the
100%.
ones that prepare the food, the ingredients, the data that goes into any
To
AI.
to cook the food.
And if you put in bad data that we have not prepared to
AI
the
is not
right
gonna know
specifications,
it.
you will get artificial stupidity. So as long as everybody is going on AI, every organization is now using AI for one thing or the other, then they
Yeah,
need you. They need you. So this is not going to go out of fashion. This is not project
no.
management or business analysis or testing. Yeah. So we have not even started the party. We are still looking for a party planner to hire. All right. So it's still a long, long, long way away. So I would advise you to jump in and then uh, you know change your life, your career, and everything that you need to. Doctor, when will your book? Okay, I've answered that. The book's coming out in 4 weeks. Uh, Someone says that the payment structure is super lenient. Okay. How difficult is the course? Do you have to be very smart to be able to get through the course? CJ, please answer that.
Okay, so in layman's term, if you can read and write, this is what Doc will always say. If you can read and write, you're good to go. So that's the only answer I can give to you right now. It's not difficult. So long as you know your left from your right, you are good to go.
Yes. It's not difficult at all. You don't need to be smart. Again, you just need to have my number and you need to use it. You need to call me, you need to get on the course, you need to participate, and then consume my 26 years of verifiable experience. You are good to go. Yeah. Um. Okay. I think I've got into the end of all the questions. I think that's it. Um. I was trying to add Akim. I don't know why I can't add you. Akim, do you want to? send a request to join. Do you want to join? If you want, but I don't get a request, I assume you don't want. So that's fine. Your own time will come anyway. Maybe you want your own stage. You don't want a shared stage. So no, it's not a problem. Right, CJ.
Yes, boss.
Uh, finally, what message, right, would you like to leave for anyone that is watching or anyone who wants to transition their career, uh, but hasn't yet taken that first step?
Okay, I think most the thing one of the things I could relate to is on maybe whoever's a family person, um, and who is on flat out 12-hour shift. The truth is, how many 12-hour shifts do you think you can do when you don't spend time with your kids? There's no point. Um, so my advice to anyone listening who's family driven is this would be one of the best decisions you ever make for yourself, for your family, for your kids. Um, I must say that just being able to take my kids to school is a win-win for me, and pick them up is a win-win. So please, 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 please make that transition because it will be one of the best decisions you've made, and yeah, you will not regret it. I'm happy. My family life is balanced compared to coming home and being too exhausted to even take my kids to school or even spend time with my kids. Um, yeah, I will tell you for free. The transition was the best thing I made, and yeah, please go ahead and do that.
Okay, thanks for that. Akim said he sent something, but I don't see. Oh, okay, I see it now. Okay, Akim's gonna join us. So someone has a question for you. Akim, I've responded. I'm not sure if you've seen it.
Cloud today
Um,
available all day and put out them fine money.
Someone has a question for you, CJ. It says, how many jobs did you have to apply for to secure your role? And how long ago was it? It will be very difficult uh, to remember how many jobs actually applied for.
Yeah,
CJ has been on the field now for 6 years. So 6 years ago, it will be very difficult for him to remember. But as
nah,
he clarified earlier on, you don't apply for two jobs and you're waiting. Yeah, we'll guide
yeah,
you, we'll prepare you for interviews. So we expect to be applying for a good number of jobs. Every week, 6, 7, 8 jobs. Every week at least, so that when you attend interview prep, you have something to obviously work on. Yeah. Um, Akim, you have a lot of noise in your background, and I can't see you.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
I can hear
Can
you,
you,
yes, but I
can
can
you
hear a lot
hear
of
me?
noise too.
Wow, funny. Uh,
Okay, that's fine. I can't see you anyway, but that's fine. Well, somebody said I was about to ask if one gets remote jobs. CJ, someone's asking about remote jobs.
so the two jobs I've done have been fully remote. So yes, you can get fully remote jobs.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they are fully remote jobs. What level and salary threshold can one secure after completing this course? CJ, maybe you answer it.
um,
Okay, so to doctor, to play it safe so that we don't give too much away. Um, the average or minimum you can get will probably be from 55 to 60K a year. So that'll be your starting.
Yeah, yeah, you're absolutely correct. Yes, that's where I would pitch it to.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, some, minimum 55, 60. We have people earning six figures, people
yeah,
earning £800 a day, £600 a day. I have someone who's currently earning £950 a day. I have people who have taken the course uh, in Nigeria, gotten jobs in Dubai and Saudi Arabia, and they're earning, $2,000 a day tax free, for example. Yeah. So it varies. Obviously, we'll also look at, um, what you've done in the past and stuff like that, when you left school and how old you are and stuff like that. So, yes, but I think that's a very great figure that CJ gave there. I don't see another question. And I can't see Akim. So, I think we are right on the hour, actually. We're just coming up to 8 p.m. So, firstly, thank you very much to everyone who has taken time from their Sunday. to attend. I do not take your time for granted. Very grateful. To our guest, CJ, again, it's nice to see you again.
Thank you, Doc,
Uh,
for having me.
Actually, I
Thank you.
wanted to ask you a question because a lot of people keep on saying that, oh, is this guy that we just see on social media, is he real? Is it? A lot of people ask me, are you based in Nigeria? Are you based in the UK? Because they see how I dress. Most times they're
Yeah.
thinking maybe this guy is based in Ibadan and he's trying to collect pounds from us. Have you met me before?
Yes, Doctor, I have met you. We've been out a few times. I've been to your house. I've been to your office. So yes, I have met Doctor. He's real.
Okay. Someone said, Doctor, are you going to tailor our past experience to data management role in the new CV, or is it just going to be from your project? Um, so we are talking about specifics now. So what we do here is not one size fits all, and that's why we are so successful, and that's why they say experience is the best teacher. So everyone that attends, their situation is different. So if you want, I don't like to give blanket answers. So if you want to know more, just reach out to me, +44 7496 556 846, and then I'll be able to obviously ask more about you and stuff like that, and we can build on it. Yeah, that can give you a customized response. I hope that works. Right. So thank you very much, CJ. I'm
Thank you,
sure
Doctor.
we'll catch up again soon. Thank you to everyone.
Yes. Thank you,
If you
Doctor.
want to have a follow-up conversation with me, my email, if you prefer to send email, is ceo@berkeley.datastrategists.com. My telephone number in the UK is +44 7496 556 846. My US number for people in North America is +1 22 33 051 060. Uh, as I mentioned earlier on, the next cohort for UK, Africa, or anyone who wants to do the GMT time will start next week, Saturday, 10 a.m. to 12 noon for the 8 weeks full CDMP certified data management program, not data governance. We are not one-eyed here. The one for the US is starting on the 19th of August. It will be 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. EST, Eastern Time. We'll start, I'll take you through all the approaches, we'll break it all down, and then we'll get you a job and a career that will stand the test of time. I'll see you all next time. Thank you. So far, so good.
Thank you, Doctor. Have a good evening, sir.
Bye bye.
Bye.